Today is a cloudy day here in Latvia, but it's a beautiful day to spend the whole day inside of the garage because, as you can already see behind me, I have a BMW 2 Series with me, and we are going to be installing 550 star package into the headliner of this little bad girl. But first, I think it deserves a little montage. So, as you can see, we got the car inside the unit. This is where she's going to live for the next 2 days. What I'm going to show you in the beginning is what I'm going to use for this install. Because the car is fairly small, I chose to go with a 550 star package. Anything above that I think would be an overkill. To show you what's in the box, I'm going to be using my BMW sponsor table. It's a bit oily, but that's how they come from factory. In this kit you get a paper that shows you that you can use a mobile app. Then there's the plug, but I'm gonna chop this off to use a fuse tab. Then there's a remote. You can change colors, you can turn it on, off, and you can change the modes. Then the most important thing is the light engine. This is the hole that illuminates the light, and this metal thing inside is what makes the twinkle effect when the stars are like pulsating. And last but not least, there's 4 meters of 550 fiber optic strands. In case you don't know how this works, this end gets plugged into the light engine, and the light is then led through the fiber optics. And the magic of the fiber optics is that the light shines through the very end of these strands. This is what I'm gonna be installing. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open the trunk. I'm gonna start the disassembly there because usually in the BMWs the fuse box location is in the trunk, the most accessible one. And also for this light engine I have to find a location where I'm gonna hide it, because this is something that you don't want to see or hear ever again. So yeah, let's go into the trunk and start the fun. So how does this little car come apart? First you remove this floor panel, then you take out some personal belongings. After that you get to the second floor panel. You first have to remove these black plastic covers. After that you get to 2 Torx screws, and when you remove them you can finally lift up the floor panel and expose the metal floor. Next, to get to the side panels, I have to remove this middle part, and it's held on by 3 clips, and then you just take it out of the rubber seal. Now I was ready to take out the side panel. As you can see, there's 2 clips on the bottom, 2 clips on the top, as well as 1 bolt on the left side, and there's also these plastic covers that you have to take off. And just like that, the trunk is empty. So, as you saw in the previous clip, I disassembled the entire trunk. I was hoping for a fuse box here, like there is in the most of the BMWs, but in this one, the whole trunk is completely empty. The next thing I did, I went to the front and I checked for a fuse box in the glove box. And lucky enough, there's a little door here, and there you can see the fuse box. Also, you can see it from below here. And there's also a lot of space under here, so there's an option that I could put the light engine inside there, and I would run the fiber optics up the A pillar and plug it in with the fuse tab inside there. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is that I would put the light engine somewhere here, then I would run the fiber optics up inside this hole here, and it would come out the C pillar here and inside the headliner. But I can't do anything more right now because I have to disassemble the whole headliner in order to understand which would be the best spot to put the light engine and to run the fiber optics, because as you saw, the fiber optics are actually pretty thick, and I have to understand if they would even fit inside this A pillar. So the only thing left right now is to start the disassembly. Let's go. So the first thing I did was I removed both of the sun visors. The right side is held on by a Torx screw and the left side is held on by a metal clip. And you also have to remove the plug for the mirror light. Then I got to this middle light. First I had to remove this plastic cover. After that I started wiggling around testing the waters to see how it comes out, and in the end it was just on 2 metal clips, and afterwards I had to take off these 2 electrical plugs as well, and here you can see these 2 metal clips I was talking about. Then I also disassembled this side panel for the glove box, and I'm gonna show you why now. So you saw me disassemble the middle part, the sun visors and the A-pillars. It was because I wanted to understand if I can put the light engine somewhere here. I started disassembling a little bit further. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna lower the glove box, and my idea right now is that I'm gonna place the light engine somewhere here. The glove box is gonna lift up and the fiber optics are gonna go above it here, and then I'll be able to put it here behind the A-pillar. And it works great because in this model there is no airbag here, and I can put it under the airbag here or also here, so it's not gonna be interfering with the functionality of the airbag if there is any case. Regarding the wiring, I found the fuse box for the cigarette lighter. It's fuse 82 I think or something, and in it I'm gonna plug this fuse tab here, and this wire is going to go to the positive of the light engine wiring, and the negative is going to go, I think I'm gonna put it on this frame here. So yeah, that's that. We found the place for the light engine and the wiring, so now we can continue with lowering the headliner. Before we do that, I wanted to show you how I do the wiring. As you saw previously, there is this black wire provided with the kit. I just snip off the cigarette lighter part and it exposes 2 wires. One is red for the positive and black for the negative. As you can see here, the red one is then connected to a fuse tab and the black one is connected to a ground connection so that I can screw it onto the frame as I showed you previously. And this is the final result. As you can see, the original wire has been spliced into 2. One for the red, the positive wire, which is going to the fuse tab, and the second one, as you can see, the negative one, which is going to serve as the ground, and I'm gonna screw it onto the frame. And back into the interior. We continued the work with removing the third brake light cover. It was only held on by clips. Next was both of the A-pillars. First you have to remove the black plastic airbag cover, and then it exposes a torque screw. After removing that, just pull on it and it will come out. Now, since this car doesn't have any roof handles, everything was disassembled and I was finally ready to lower the headliner. After lowering the headliner, you have to disconnect the plugs for the microphones and the sun visor lights on both sides of the car, as well as the rear, middle, interior light. So the headliner is finally lowered. Everything went good. All the clips are still in place. This time the headliner is going to stay in the car because there's just no space for this car to take it out. The only option would be to maybe take out the door, but that's not something I want to do. Next I'm gonna divide the headliner into 4 equal sections. In each section I'm gonna make 137 holes. I'm gonna make the dots with a Sharpie. This time I'm gonna be making the holes with this. In Latvian we call it e-lens. It's a very sharp tool. This time I'm not gonna be using a drill because I've noticed that the drill leaves a little bit rips in the holes, so it's not so clean. Doing by this is gonna be quite a bit longer, but the end result will be much better. So yeah, let's get to work. So first I marked the headliner into sections so that I know exactly where I want to place the holes and how many. Then I just started making dots. Each section got 137 holes, 550 in total. Then it was time to make the holes. As I said previously, this time I'm using an awl or a pricker for this job because it's gonna be friendlier to the fabric of the headliner. This is the most important part, and you have to be very careful to make the holes pretty and flush in the headliner because it's very easy to mess it up. Rate my stance out of 10. This is how I look most of the time when I have to do these jobs inside the car. My back hates me the next day, but it's fun. And now for the most time consuming part. For example, for this car, it took 5 hours straight to just pull the fibers through 550 holes. It's not that simple because you also have to cut each one of them sharp so that they go through the headliner like butter and don't rip the fabric. Before gluing, I always make sure that the fibers don't look messy and that they are as snug to the headliner as possible for a cleaner look. It's not something you will ever see again, but at least you know it's not a rat's nest up there. Next, it's time for glue. At this point, you have to be sure that everything is perfectly in place because when you glue it, there's no going back. For this job, I used hot glue because it's easy to apply, it bonds strong and it dries fast. And in the end, it looks very nice. And time for the best part, cutting the leftovers. At this point, you really start to feel satisfied because you know that the job is almost done and you're ready for the final result. So, how did you like the montage? I think the finished product looks really good. It's a little bit dark in here right now because I switched off the lights and I opened the doors to let in some natural light so that I can show you functionality of the Starlight headliner. Don't mind the mess. I still have some work to do. So let's open it up. Let's shut off the light. So here it is. Right now I chose the blue one because it goes really well with these ambient lights of the car, and yeah, looks really good. I think this is the right one to go with this car because also of the beautiful color. And about this color, actually off topic, I thought it was like a solid color, but it's actually metallic. I don't know if you can see in the video. Oh, now you can see it. So with this remote, as you can see, I can change the colors. I can put green, blue, pink, purple. Also we can do some, let's do fade 7. When you do this, it changes colors like on its own. Also you can choose white, for example, like the classic Rolls-Royce style. What else? You can turn it off as well. When you turn it off, it's I'll show you with the light. I parked this light right here for this occasion. So as you can see, when you turn it off, it's still a beautiful headliner. You can't even tell that there's been anything done to it, and yeah, it looks very clean. But honestly, I can't see a reason why would you ever turn them off. So yeah, let's turn them back on. So what else? You can also put like a music mode, and in this music mode the lights will go on the beats of the song. So yeah, cool stuff. This is also very intense. But yeah, let's put back the blue one and call it a day. Welcome winter! In this video you saw a perfect representation of Latvian weather. One day it's raining, the other one is 30 centimeters of snow and everybody's happy. But yeah, regarding the car, I'm really happy about the results. It came out perfect, and it's gonna suit well this little rocket. So if by any chance you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, press that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Chris out.